Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to what's going to be a brief information session about Fontys University in the Netherlands. Really quick introduction. My name is Ken Schokke, and I'm a lecturer at Fontys University. I teach in the logistic and supply chain programs at Fontys. But of course, today I'm here to give you a little bit of a wider overview and also briefly talk about some programs exemplary. So what I would like to start with is something that our prior speaker has briefly addressed already today, so I'm not going to spend too much time with this. Fontys University is a university of applied sciences, which means that we focus on knowledge to be applied in an economic context. The nice thing about this is that with the University of Applied Sciences, you get the advantage of using that knowledge immediately in a company. So when you apply for a job, you already will know not only the contents of a study, but you already will have applied the contents of that study during your study, which makes you more employable once you go work for a job. Alrighty. Much like with a traditional university, of course, our degrees, our bachelor or master's degrees, they make you immediately employable, and they are absolutely identical to the degrees that you would get at a traditional research university. So how does, at Fontys University, the setup of a bachelor's study look, for instance? Here you have a really basic overview. What would happen is that in the first year of your bachelor's study, you would explore whatever topic you have chosen in that study. So the first year is fully about exploration, meaning getting acquainted with the field of study, as in study economics. You check, is that a topic that would fit me? Is it not? Mostly that hopefully will. In the second year, you would put a focus to that so you can deepen your knowledge in areas that you are interested in. Whereas in the third year, you specialize. So there will be a topic that you really deeply care about, and you could do a minor on that particular topic, deepening your knowledge in the broader study that you have chosen, in the broader bachelor's study that you have chosen. And you would be doing your first internship. Again, being a University of Applied Sciences, we pay a lot of attention to the fact that you can apply whatever you are learning. And so we have 2 internships in total. You see this first one here in the third year, and there's also going to be a second internship in your year 4 there, in which, again, we give you, a company gives you the assignment to work on, and we are going to supervise you during that internship in order so we can make sure that not only you are capable to know what it takes to know for that study, but you're also capable of applying that knowledge. And throughout all of these 4 years, this will be a major theme. You will get to work with companies in depth, also when it's not in an internship. You will get to apply contents and not only learn things by heart. So once you're done with year 4 and your second internship in the course of year 4, you're basically a bachelor's graduate. You obtain your bachelor's degree and you're ready to move on to a master's degree. Before I start talking about the master's degrees that we have, I want to give you a little bit of an overview of the working sphere that we have generally in the Netherlands, but also and particularly at Fontys. So what we like to work with is what we call a hybrid learning environment. A hybrid learning environment means you're not only going to be learning on site, so in the university, but you're also going to be learning at a company. For example, we have studies where 1 day a week, you're going to visit a company, you're going to tackle an assignment for them, and they're very much going to be involved in your learning experience. Also, we like to work with projects. So it may be that one of these companies, they come and they say, hey, currently in this area, in marketing, in production, in any kind of discipline that you may have, we have this problem currently. Can you help us with this? And so then we will make a project around this as a university, meaning you will be small groups and students, and you help advise the company on the problem they have. You help them tackle and or solve that problem. So in such a situation that I now talked about, being hybrid in terms of where it is, and being project-based, that also means that lecturers, like I am one at Fontys, I'm not the guy sitting in the lecture hall talking to you for 2 hours and you write everything down and you write an exam. That exists, but that's not the main part of your study. It means that we are experts and coaches. So we try to help you on a small scale, individual basis. Learning for us very much is a back and forth, 2-way kind of experience. And so we try to give personal attention to each and every student and check what are the challenges they are perceiving in learning, where can we help them with learning, and how can we do that in the best way possible. So yes, there will be classroom interaction, but that will not necessarily only be in sorts of a traditional way, as in, unidirectional, big lecture hall, question and answer kind of thing. The really important thing about the Netherlands is that we are super open. We are open culture, open society, so we respect each other's opinion. And that means we expect you to have your own opinion, and we're curious to hear it. And we deeply believe in the fact that by exchanging opinions and respecting each other's opinions at the same time, we move things forward, both as a society as well as in your learning experience. So this is why many of the things that you will see here are interaction-based and are iterative, are very much, back and forth rather than traditional full frontal learning, you may say. So we're very open in that sense. We offer many different degrees. So if you ask, what can I study at Fontys, I would have to tell you almost anything, quite honestly. Really dominant are studies in the fields of business, logistics, ICT, and engineering. So almost there you will find almost anything that you could wish to study for. And if you are somebody who from that dimension will want to deepen his knowledge, you will always get the ability, as we saw in the program overview a minute ago. I myself am from the campus of Venlo, but you should know that Fontys is a quite big organization. We have multiple campuses. The one in Venlo, for instance, is the one that focuses on all the business-related studies, the logistics studies, and also the interlinkage, so the links between that and technological studies. So I'm going to quickly go through the studies that we specifically offer in that regard. First of all, coming up, economics and marketing studies. There we have both bachelor and master's degrees. So you can take those from the slides, basically. I'm moving a little bit quicker here. Most dominantly international business and related masters that we are offering. Also, if you are interested in marketing, that would also be something that we offer there. The master degrees we've been offering for quite some time now together with Plymouth University. I'm going to be talking about those a little bit more in depth in just a second. So I'm going to move forward here. The engineering studies that we offer are also manifold. However, on the campus in Venlo, we offer industrial design engineering and broad engineering studies. As far as informatics go, we are in Venlo, that is, in software engineering and business informatics, Fontys-wide. So again, on other campuses, there are more ICT and informatics-based studies. This is what we would be offering in Venlo. And last but not least, and that's also what I will be using as an exemplary angle here, logistics and supply chain management studies. In logistics and supply chain, we offer two varieties for the bachelor degrees, which is the logistics engineer. That's the guy who develops logistic processes for companies. So very much an engineer, you could say. And we have the logistics manager. This is sorts of the team lead in logistics. If you have a big company that in some way is involved in logistics, this would be the person that cares about the teams, that maintains the processes that teams work in, and so very much the manager in logistics. And then, of course, we do have our logistics master degrees. We have three different varieties of that master's degree. It is always, of course, going to encompass supply chain management, and then the three different varieties that can be selected already or only after the start of the study would be logistics and supply chain management, procurement and supply chain management, and operations and supply chain management. So these three master's degrees we offer together with the University of Plymouth. So that's an international collaboration we have there. What does that mean, an international collaboration? Well, in this master's degree, for already 20, 30 years now, we offer a situation in which the first 4 months of your one-year master's degree, you study with us in the Netherlands in Venlo. You're going to have two main modules there, which I'm about to show you in a second. After 4 months, so starting in September, after 4 months, end of December, you would be moving to Plymouth in the UK so that you gain some international experience in the UK as well. In the UK, you're going to have your second term of this master's degree. That second term being until May approximately. And once you finish the second term in May, you would be moving forward to your master's thesis. I'm going to have that in an overview for you in just a second. The nice thing about this is that you gain international experience really, really quickly, that because we're in cooperation with a traditional university, you will study at both a University of Applied Sciences as well as that traditional university. And since we are facilitating the learning experience as Fontys as well, we see that in this program we have a really high success rate. So many, if not all, of the students manage to complete this master's degree in a year. You're going to see lots of countries during this 1 year of study. It's a very dynamic, very rich program, and still it has the advantage of you being able to complete it in just 1 year. So here's what I talked about a minute ago. Term 1 in Venlo, September to January. Term 2 in Plymouth, January to approximately May. And then in the third term for these master's degrees, you would be writing what we call the capstone project, which is your master's thesis. And your master's thesis, in theory, you can write anywhere around the world. The only thing that you would have to account for is that you have everything that it needs to write the thesis. So, for example, if you got to know a company in the Netherlands that you are now working with in the course of your master's thesis, some of those people, they may then opt to go back to the Netherlands after they've been in Plymouth and write their master's thesis there. If you don't have any dependencies, as in you're not working for a company in your thesis, you may as well choose to, again, write that thesis anyway. So you could even add a third country in terms of international studying experience to that list, if that is what you desire. Again, that's an optional, that's not a must. And so then after you have handed in your capstone thesis, around November, December, you will probably get your degree. And so that is about a year after you have started the study. The core study time of this master's degree will be September until September. And so you will finish the workload, let's say, in 1 year. Here are some examples of how the setup of a logistic master's degree at Fontys can look like. These are, on the upper hand, the 3 variants that I just talked about for logistic master degrees. So here we have international logistics and supply chain management, procurement and supply chain management, and operations and supply chain management. And in the Venlo part, this slide is only about what you are going to encounter in Venlo. You're going to have 2 modules. In this example, international supply chains and data management, and research skills and economics. And here you see that those are still identical for all the 3 variants. So there's nothing deviating. That means you can start your master's at peace, knowing that only later you will have to choose, do I want to finish my degree in logistics or in procurement or in operations? Now, once you have followed these modules in Venlo, so once you are done, this would be at the end of December time roundabout, you would be moving to Plymouth. And now you see, only now you see that the second module on the lower hand side here is individual. So depending on whether you have opted for logistics or you have opted for procurement or you have opted for operations, you will get an individual module that relates to just that topic. So the choice down there will determine what degree you obtain in your supply chain masters, and therefore will sort of also name the degree. So this is the second term in Plymouth, where then you will therefore have always the topic of sustainable supply chain management, really important and really actual. Also, companies demand that you know something about sustainability these days. At least that's what we experience as a university. And then, depending on what you have chosen, you're going to have either of the lower 3 modules there. I'm not going to name them now. Of course, they are going to be related to whatever degree variant you have chosen. Our 2 other master programs, so this was, as said, the example of supply chain. Our 2 other masters follow the exact same principle. So also, if you choose what we call the MBM, the business-related masters that we have, or even the finance master, which you're going to see in a second, it is always that in term 1, you are going to be studying with us in Venlo. In term 2, you're going to be moving to Plymouth. And in term 3, you're going to be writing your capstone thesis, your master's thesis, I might as well say. A nice thing to mention here is that this, despite of having different terms in different countries, is very much a transitional experience. So nobody is, you know, thrown into the cold water, if you like, to put it like that. But we very much prepare you for what is to come in the respectively next part. So to give you an example, in the upper term 1 here, you will see as a last bullet point, capstone project, meaning you already start to learn what is expected and what you should prepare for the capstone project right when you start the program. Also, when you move to Plymouth in term 2 there, you're going to see capstone project 2. That means the colleagues in Plymouth will also continue that journey with you, finding a topic for your thesis, teaching you the necessary research skills, where to find data, where to find information, how to put that to paper, and so that in term 3, ultimately you can write your capstone thesis. Of course, you see that for this MBM master's degree, there is a different set of topics. So you're going to see marketing and strategy and leadership things rather than logistics. So it will, of course, be subject to whatever master's program you choose. Same with the finance degree here. I'm not going to spend too much time on that for now. So the capstone project, again, you could write that wherever you would like to write that, all around the globe. It will be a third of your entire master's degree. So in terms of grading, it will be quite significant, which is why you will also get a supervisor from us or from Plymouth University, who together with you is going to, you know, go on that journey of writing your master's thesis. It can be company-based. You can work together with a company around the globe. Actually, you do not have to. It is optional. There are both case studies that you could write where you could do sorts of general research in your thesis. Both is possible. So what are the highlights of this? You get to finish your master's in 1 year. You get lots of international experience. We are a very open society, the Dutch society, and the cities that you're going to study in also in the UK are really, really safe. You get dual award titles, and of course, you improve your language skills as well. I'm going to fly a little bit across these slides here. What do we require from you for the different master's degrees? We require a bachelor's degree, a 4-year bachelor's degree, and an IELTS certificate, so a language certificate with a score of 6.5. We have no GPAs or alike. That's not a common thing in the Netherlands. We admit everybody, but we believe that this should be your passion when you study a topic like this, which often turns out to be positive. You can apply via fontys.edu. The tuition fees I also named here for you, but they may vary a little bit per study, so please check them out online. I'm going to skip the admission requirements for bachelors because they're really diverse here. A quick overview of companies where our graduates work. You see that these are very much multinational companies. Right now, also we have students from last year's edition working at ASML in the Netherlands. So I believe that this page speaks for itself, as in our graduates are really employable and are really well adopted and accepted by the international business community and large multinationals. On a repetitive basis, we do offer some additional activities as webinars and classes. I think that my computer is stuck a little bit here. We also have open days physically, which eventually would be a little bit of a travel hassle in some cases. But there are going to be webinars if you want to have more information. There are going to be virtual campus tours in May for Fontys. And so you may go to fontys.edu in order to obtain more information on the studies and the programs that I've chosen to present today. And of course, in parts, these were only examples. Thank you so much. And this would be it from my side.